Hello students, in the continuation of this chapter magnetism and matter, we today start the potential energy of bar magnet in a uniform magnetic field. What does it mean? It means we are discussing the bar magnet in this chapter or magnetic field of bar magnet in this chapter we are discussing. Okay, in the last class we have discussed the properties of bar magnet. Then I explained you the magnetic field due to bar magnet at axial position and at equatorial position, and then torque acting on a bar magnet when it is placed in a uniform magnetic field. So students, bar magnetic field is discussed in this chapter. We are studying in detail the magnetic field due to a bar magnet. So in the continuation of this we come to the potential energy of bar magnet in a uniform magnetic field. So what does it mean, students? What happens? I told you in the last class, when a bar magnet is placed in a uniform magnetic field, then it has a tendency to rotate in the magnetic field. So when a bar magnet is placed in a uniform magnetic field, it has a tendency to rotate in the magnetic field, students, because torque acts on it. Torque causes rotation. So if you want to maintain the position of bar magnet in a uniform magnetic field, then you have to do some extra work done to maintain its position, because bar magnet will rotate. So if you want to keep it at fixed position, if you want to keep the maintain of the position of the bar magnet, then what will happen? Some force is required, some work need to be done. So this work done gets stored in the form of energy. This is called potential energy of bar magnet in uniform magnetic field. Okay student, so this is basically the work done. This is basically the work done, as in its definition, this is the work done to maintain the position of dipole in uniform magnetic field. So how to calculate this work done, student? Because tau is equal to mb sin theta. I told you the formula. Tau is equal to torque acting on the bar magnet. Tau is equal to mb sin theta. Okay, so but this is the function of theta. This torque is the function of theta. So we write small work done in small displacement. Dw is equal to tau d theta. So tau is equal to mb sin theta. Dw is equal to mb sin theta. तो total work done के लिए we do the integration from theta 1 to theta 2. Integration of sin theta is minus cos theta, and when limits are placed it becomes minus mb cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So student, this is very important. If you want to find the work done, if you want to find the work done in changing the position of magnetic dipole, to change the position of bar magnet from theta 1 to theta 2, work done is equal to minus mb cos theta 2 minus cos theta 1. So special case, generally we consider the bar magnet in minimum potential energy condition. So minimum potential energy position corresponds to theta 1 is equal to 90 degree, and then it is rotated to some other position theta 2 is equal to theta. So potential energy formula comes u is equal to minus mb cos theta. Very important expression, because it is extensively used in the numericals. So u will be given only one angle in the numerical. So when one angle is given, then we use u is equal to minus mb cos theta or minus m dot b, because this is an example of dot product of two vectors. Okay, so now we can consider the special cases. Generally question is asked in exam, in what orientation we should place the dipole so that it is in stable equilibrium. So in stable equilibrium, potential energy is minimum. So potential energy is minimum. It will be minimum if theta is equal to 0 degree. So u is equal to minus mb. And for unstable equilibrium, potential energy should be maximum. So potential energy will be maximum if theta is equal to 180 degrees. So u is equal to plus mb. So students, this is how we have understood the potential energy of bar magnet placed in a uniform magnetic field, because energy is stored to maintain the position. Otherwise what will happen? The bar magnet will rotate. So in order to maintain the position, so one numerical I have solved based on this magnetic dipole moment of bar magnet. So you can solve this question. It is very simple question. I can read the question. The length of a magnetized needle wire is L and its magnetic moment is M. It is bent into the shape of L with two sides equal find the new magnetic moment. So students, I told you we consider the displacement. So initially it is L and final is L by root 2. So new magnetic moment is M by root 2. Now the next is very important topic we are going to discuss, that is bar magnet as an equivalent solenoid. Bar magnet as an equivalent solenoid means जो बार मैग्नेट होती है वो सोलिनॉइड की तरह ही काम करती है. मतलब स्टूडेंट्स, व्हाट हैपेंस, बार मैग्नेट कॉजेस मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, यू नो बार मैग्नेट कॉजेस मैग्नेटिक फील्ड. Bar magnet causes magnetic field and current carrying solenoid also produces magnetic field. You have studied the magnetic field of current carrying solenoid. Can you tell me the magnetic field inside the current carrying solenoid? It is B is equal to mu naught Ni. I have written here B is equal to mu naught Ni is the magnetic field inside a current carrying solenoid. So here we want to prove that bar magnet and current carrying solenoid are same. They are equivalent to each other. So to prove this, we have to find the magnetic field at an axial position of cylindrical solenoid, and that will be equal to the magnetic field at an axial position of bar magnet. Actually students, what happens actually, जो बार मैग्नेट होती है उसमें इलेक्ट्रॉन की जो मोशन होती है, द मोशन ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इन बार मैग्नेट इज सिमिलर टू द करंट लूप्स एज इन केस ऑफ सोलिनॉइड. इन सोलिनॉइड देयर आर करंट लूप, so and in bar magnet there are electrons orbit, electrons are revolving in their orbit, so revolving electron is a current loop. Revolving electron is a current loop. So in bar magnet also there are number of current loop which produce the magnetic field. So in the last article, in this chapter only, we have derived in the beginning magnetic field at an axial position of bar magnet. It was derived as B is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi into 2m upon d cube. So we will derive here magnetic field at an axial position of a solenoid. So this is a solenoid of length 2L, and this is the center. Radius of solenoid is A. There is a point P at a distance R from the center of the solenoid. So this solenoid magnetic field need to be calculated at P. For doing this, we cut the solenoid into rings. Okay, we divide it into the small parts. If we cut it into the slices, then that will be a ring. So if we consider a ring of thickness dx at a distance x from the center of the solenoid, and this will be a ring. And students, you know what is the magnetic field at an axial point of the ring? In the last chapter in Biot-Savart application, we have derived the formula for magnetic field at an axial point of a current carrying circular ring where in vertical plane ring is placed. So we will write the magnetic field due to this ring, and to find the total magnetic field we do the integration from this point to this point, left and to the right end. So we have assumed some assumptions, like A is the radius of each turn of solenoid, 2L is the total length of solenoid, small n is the number of turns per unit length. So to calculate magnetic field at P, we consider a small element of solenoid of thickness dx, which is a ring. So ring magnetic field is already known in the last chapter. It is mu naught upon 4 pi into 2m upon r square plus x square raised to the power 3 by 2. So students, this small magnetic field at P due to this element dB is equal to mu naught upon 4 pi. Now listen carefully, this is 2m, m is equal to Nia. So small n number of turns per unit length, dx is the thickness, so total length, total turns in dx thickness, n dx Ia upon this is the distance from the ring to the point P, a square plus r square minus x square power 3 by 2. So one assumption is taken here, this r is greater than x and r is greater than a, means we are finding the magnetic field at a point which is very far from the center. So this x and a are neglected and we get 2n dx I into pi a square. So to find the total magnetic field, we do the integration L minus L to plus L, dl integral is L, this will be total L. So 2NIA into 2L, and it will become NIA will become M. So mu naught upon 4 pi into 2m upon r cube. So this is similar to the magnetic field at an axial point of bar magnet. therefore bar magnet is equivalent to solenoid. So what we have proved students here, we have proved that कि जो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड करंट कैरिंग सोलेनोइड के एक्सियल पॉइंट पर आया है वही मैग्नेटिक फील्ड बार मैग्नेट के एक्सियल पॉइंट पर भी होता है. सो सिंस द टू मैग्नेटिक फील्ड आर इक्वल्स, मैग्नेटिक फील्ड ऑफ सोलेनोइड इज इक्वल टू द मैग्नेटिक फील्ड ऑफ बार मैग्नेट, सो वी कैन से दैट करंट कैरिंग सोलेनोइड एंड bar magnet are same. Now next is the simple derivation of time period of oscillating compass needle in a uniform magnetic field. So as you know, there is a torque x on a magnet in uniform magnetic field. So if compass needle is placed, then it experiences a torque, and torque is equal to mv sin theta. And if this satisfy the condition of simple harmonic motion, then it will oscillate in SHM, and we can write the time period. So north south is a small magnetic compass needle of magnetic moment m held at an angle theta with magnetic field B. So you know torque is equal to mv sin theta. And another formula of torque you have done in class 11, tau is equal to I alpha. So I alpha is equal to minus mv sin theta, because this is restoring torque and this is deflecting torque. So for a small angle theta is equal to sin theta, so alpha is equal to minus theta. So students, this is the condition of SHM, and so it will oscillate in SHM, and time period 2 pi under root angular displacement upon angular acceleration, or inertia factor upon spring factor. Inertia factor will be moment of inertia, and spring factor will be this constant term. Okay, so 2 pi under root I upon mb is coming out. So this is the expression for time period of oscillation, of simple harmonic oscillation of compass needle placed released in a uniform magnetic field. Now direct statement only, Gauss law in magnetism, as you have done Gauss law in electrostatics. What is Gauss law in electrostatics? It is the closed surface integral of electric field is equal to q upon epsilon naught. So this Gauss law in magnetostatics or in magnetism talks about the magnetic field surface integral of magnetic field. इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का सरफेस इंटीग्रल q अपॉन एप्सिलॉन नॉट होता है किसी क्लोज सरफेस में, बट मैग्नेटिक फील्ड का सरफेस इंटीग्रल क्लोज सरफेस में जीरो होता है. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, इट इज जीरो. सो व्हाट डज इट मीन? इट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, why does it happen? It happens because magnetic field lines form closed loop. So number of magnetic field lines entering the loop is equal to number of magnetic field lines leaving the loop. Okay, so Gauss law in magnetism, according to this, the closed surface integral of magnetic field is always zero, or the net magnetic flux through any closed surface is zero, because this is magnetic flux only. So we can say either closed surface integral of B dot ds is zero or magnetic flux is zero. The reason behind it, because the number of magnetic field lines entering the surface equals to the number of magnetic field lines leaving the surface. Okay, so this is the equation and diagram related to this Gauss law in magnetism. Then we have solved, I have solved some questions. You can see them. They are simple questions based on tau is equal to mv sin theta, potential energy, and this oscillations of this magnetic moment. So this is how we have done almost half of this chapter, and students, we will continue in the next class. Okay, thank you, and thank you so much.